I wanted to share some purchases that I have made over the last year that have actually enriched my life and that have been worth it. And so my husband and I were working on becoming millionaires in a couple of years. And so we're really frugal and intentional with what we spend our money on and what we do. And so I do want to share though that it is helpful to have certain items, and I have been trying to invest more in myself and the things that I want to do. And so I'm going to share those things with you in hopes that it could help you or encourage you to spend a little money where it will matter. All right, so the first purchase that we made, we bought a Mac computer from Costco. And so I know a lot of people are either pro Apple products or they are against Apple products, and that's totally up to you. But for me and for my online content creation business and what I wanted to do and just my hobby right now is I wanted to be able to edit videos. I wanted to put videos out there and post to YouTube. And so in order to do that, you needed video editing software. You also needed a computer. And so we decided to invest in one. And so I'm super frugal with my money and very careful about how much money that we spend. Like I didn't buy clothes for years because just didn't need it and things of that nature. And I just wanted to be mindful of my spending. And so this was a big purchase. I even remember the Costco person checking the receipt and then, ooh, big purchase. And I was like, yeah, but it's interesting because if you are more mindful, like you can buy the bigger thing. And the bigger thing, like I've been able to post videos and connect with you guys, and we've been able to build a community on here. I've been able to share some advice and tips and things that are helping me, and we can all learn and grow together. And that's such a gift, and that was worth the investment. And so number two, I also bought Final Cut Pro, which is an editing software. And so I don't do crazy edits, and I still haven't. I would love to learn a little bit more, and I do think it could make the videos better. And so let me know, like, does this work for you? I have had some videos take off months ago that like were just very simple videos and people resonated with them. And so I don't want to overcomplicate it, but I also want to make sure the product is good. And so let me know if you have any tips, but this was huge. And so I spent a lot of time learning how to use Final Cut Pro. Even though I don't do a ton of fancy things, it did take some time to learn about the resolution and editing and things of that nature, but it was so worth it and investing in myself and with what I wanted to do. And I really, really wanted to come online and post to YouTube and stuff. And so I invested in that. And most successful people and wealthy people say invest in yourself first, right? And invest in the S&P in you, the S&P in me, instead of just the S&P 500. On that note, I wanted to share if there is something that you want to do, if there's a project, if you want to start a business, if you want to start a side hustle, if there is something that you need to do to get there, then go for it. Or if you want to get a certain job, but you don't have that skill, invest the time in learning that skill, invest in a course. You don't have to necessarily go to college or go get an extra degree. You can if you want to, but invest in that. That's going to pay dividends down the line. Like if you could make more money at your 9-to-5 job by investing or learning a new skill or getting a different certification, then go for it. It's worth it. Number three, I got vanilla plant protein from Sunwear. And so I was super blessed by winning a contest with Aaron and Dusty. I've been following them for years, and they sent me some amazing Sun Warrior products. And I'm super frugal. I just was getting a vanilla plant protein from Walmart, and it was good, but once I had Sun Warrior, it seriously was life-changing. And I bought it, and it's a little bit more expensive than the one at Walmart, but there's discount codes and things that you can do and etc. And it's been so worth it, and I've loved it. And so one thing that matters to me is my health. And so being able to invest in a good product that really makes a difference was life-changing. It actually tastes so good. It's the best one I've had. I've had a lot of vanilla plant proteins before and just trying them over the years, and this one was so good. And so like Aaron and Dusty have been talking about this for years, like 5 years they've been talking about it, and I never got it. And then I finally got it, and I've literally just been buying them every single month. And so if there's something that you really want or you think could enrich your life, like this is where we talk about a fun budget or giving yourself permission to do certain things. Like it's okay. I'm going to sacrifice in other areas or I'm going to save in other areas, but this is one area that brings me so much joy. I don't necessarily need all these new clothes or things like that, but I want my vanilla plant protein. Number four, most of these are about myself, but I also, because I just wanted to share what I actually did, but I wanted to share that we got some learning toys and different educational toys for my son. And so it's just what you do as a parent, but we actually are pretty intentional about what we buy for him, and we're very blessed. We have his grandparents, both sets of grandparents, and they provide things for him and support him and things of that nature. But we were able to invest in certain toys or products or things that would help him learn, that would help him have fun. And so that was totally worth it to me. And so a lot of people are about experiences, or if there is something that could actually help someone improve and grow, just like for you, if you could invest in a book or a course or something that can help you grow or learn something new. Same thing with a toy for a child, can help them have a good time, but can help them learn a new skill or something, then that's worth the money to me. Number 5, I really went for some of these big purchases this year, but I got a Vitamix Blender. And so I highly recommend this. I am still working on making like those aesthetic smoothies, and I'm not all about like what things look like. I just think it's fun for like Instagram or for YouTube. And so and it's just, they do look so beautiful. Typically though, I just make my smoothie and I move on, and they taste so good regardless of how they look. But it was so great. And I realized that this was something too for like the business side of things, or just being able to share. Having a good quality blender was really going to take my videos and take my smoothies to the next level. And so I ended up investing in it, and I did a calculation and said, maybe this could help you, because I'm like, that is so expensive for a blender. We got it on Black Friday, so we looked for those deals. So look for sales. When are they going to do a deal? We didn't just go, oh, it's Black Friday, what can we buy? We're like, I knew that they did a big Black Friday deal, and it was the biggest sale of the year. And so I waited until Black Friday, and then we went ahead and invested in it. I even went back and forth. But another calculation I did was, how often do I make a smoothie? The answer is every day. Now, just once a day? No, typically more than once a day. And so 365 days in a year, you're going to use it at least 365 times, but then you do it usually like twice a day. That's over 700 times. And if the Vitamix is $300, $400, $500, that's going to be like $1 per smoothie, $1 per day. Or less than that, sorry, even less than that, right? And so when I did the calculations, I should have written it down before, but it was pennies, right? And if I keep it for years, they typically are known to last a long time. It's going to be so worth the investment. And plus it was for like YouTube and for Instagram and trying to share with other people. And so that was an even better investment for me. So do the calculations. Everything's a cost benefit analysis, but really think critically. Maybe that big item that you want, it's better to get that big item, and it will last a longer for you, and it will be better quality, and it's worth the investment. Number 6, I've been talking about this more on my channel, but we invested in a gym membership. So I have had it for the last couple of years, but I really am committing to going, and not just going every once in a while. And so it's really made a big difference. And so with COVID and things of that nature, and I used to be a fitness instructor and stuff, like you can work out at home, you could go for a run, things of that nature. It doesn't have to be the gym, but honestly, going there and going to a physical place has been really beneficial, and being around other like-minded people or people who are working on themselves is super inspiring and motivating and encouraging. I also have been getting I love weightlifting, and there's so many benefits, and it's not just about how you look, it's about how you feel. And when I weightlifted a ton in the past, I had no back pain, no issues of that nature. And so I'm working on strengthening myself and my glutes and all that stuff, so that I don't have that back pain or things that come up, and so that I can age more gracefully. I am 29, so turning 30 this year, but I want to set that foundation. I know from my athletic background and from growing up in sports and all that stuff, and even weightlifting and doing all that stuff in college, even though I haven't exercised as consistently or as much as I used to, like I still exercise, but just not as much as I was used to, I had a great foundation. And so I didn't fall that far off the wagon, right? And so I'm working on building my foundation back up, especially after pregnancy, and so that I can feel better for the rest of my life. Number 7, another investment. So I'm really careful with subscriptions and things. I think that those can add up, or it's unnecessary, or do you use it, do you not? But another one we got was a subscription to Spotify. And so we love it. Listening to music is helpful. Listening to podcasts. I do just go to YouTube a ton, especially a lot of podcasts are on YouTube. And I like seeing the person and the people talking. But this was super helpful because it just puts me in a good mood. Music, there's so many benefits to listening to music. It can change your mood. It can make you feel better, all of those different things. And so we just love having good music. It can pump you up and encourage you along the way. Number 8 is to try to buy more healthy food and fresh food. And so actually I eat predominantly plant-based, and it can be one of the most affordable diets. Rice and beans are some of the most affordable things you can get on the market. And if you're not spending a ton of money on meat and stuff like that, it's actually a pretty cost-effective way to do things. If you get all these super fat food powders and stuff like that, of course it can get a little more expensive, but there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes those powders or things will last a long time, so it's worth the investment. But like oatmeal, all of those things aren't that expensive. And so I have been trying to, I'm sharing healthier recipes. And so buying like green juice recipes, or buying certain smoothie recipes, or making the smoothies for Instagram or for YouTube, it does cost a little bit of extra money, but I want to make that. Or maybe I want to try a recipe that I eat like the same things over and over again. So I'm not always like trying to come up with new things, but it's really fun to do a new thing. And I want to share those recipes with all of you. And so I will spend that extra money on that. The thing too to think about, or that I think about, is like, would I rather spend some money upfront on certain foods or things that make me feel good or that are going to improve my health, or would I rather pay for medical bills and sickness, or would I rather like pay in terms of pain and feeling and not feeling my best and being unhealthy and all of that stuff? And so it's a cost benefit analysis, and to me, it's worth it. And lastly, number 9 is to invest in mentorships and programs and things that can help you to be better. And so I am probably going to be investing in a mentorship program. I am going to invest in a community. I've invested in skills or different things like for some of the YouTube projects that I'm working on. I'm also investing a little bit more in myself and trying to update. Like I said, I didn't buy clothes for like 3-4 years. And so I'm adding a couple of things to my wardrobe, just staples. And so investing a little bit more in myself and the things that I want to happen in my life, right? And so it doesn't just happen, you have to make it happen. And so invest in those relationships, invest in people who can motivate you, encourage you, and support you. Invest in skills or people who have the skills that can teach you those skills so that you can then implement them in your life. Invest in things that will help you feel confident, that will help you show up better, and that will help you align more with your values. Great, so those were some things that I bought last year that hopefully can help you or encourage you to go ahead and spend a little bit or make some investments on yourself, on your business, on your side hustle, on yourself, and becoming a happier and healthier version of yourself. It's okay to spend money on yourself. And that's one reason to be intentional with your budget and be intentional with your money so you can decide where it goes, where the money is going to go, and so that you can spend on what you care about. And Ramit Sethi talks about this, and I Will Teach You to Be Rich. It's about creating your rich life. And it's going to look different for everyone, but you can make it your own. All right, so I hope this video was helpful for you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Feel free to let me know if you're going to spend money on something or what you've spent money on that has helped you and has paid dividends in your life. I'd love to hear. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up, share with a friend, subscribe for more, hit the notification bell to be notified, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys, you've got this. Invest in you.